She had a zest for life that really was I'm sorry.
Now to an Eyewitness News exclusive interview. The story is tragic as they come. A young woman from the Valley gunned down in Los Angeles, caught up in human trafficking. My co-anchor Brian Dorman has an interview with her mother that you will only see tonight on Eyewitness News.
Catherine, the loss of 20-year-old Kendra McIntyre is especially difficult for her mother, who knows the pain of walking those same streets.
In 1999, I was lured out by a gang member because of a drug debt that was owed by my mother, and violently trafficked down in Southern California, specifically in Los Angeles, for several months. I was able to find my way out of that situation, make my way back down here, largely in part due to a Fresno police officer. And that should have been the end of the story.
But it wasn't. Many of you may recognize Deborah Rush. She is the co-founder of Breaking the Chains, a well-known nonprofit in Fresno focused on providing healing and hope to human trafficking survivors, a work of passion inspired by her own pain.
Unfortunately, within a few years after my escape, I would start to emotionally devolve very, very quickly. That devolving would lead me into drug use, and that drug use would lead me back out into the streets, where I would spend 4 more years stuck in the sex trade. In 2008, I found my way out through the justice system. I had committed a pretty serious felony, and I was looking at a pretty serious prison sentence. And all I can say is, by the grace of God, I was given a second chance by a judge here in Fresno. I was given the opportunity to restart my life.
A life filled with family, lots of family. She and her husband have been raising 7 kids and now their first grandchild. Sadly, the pain and the trauma that Deborah hoped she had left behind on the streets would come back to haunt her. Tell us about Kendra.
Kendra was absolutely an incredible human being. Fiercely loyal, incredibly artistic. Her zest for life was infectious. It really was. When she was around, it would turn the whole room upside down in the best possible way.
Her daughter Kendra, at 16 years old, found herself the victim of a dangerous attack at the hands of someone she trusted.
Kendra met a man online and invited him to our house, not knowing that he had the most nefarious of intents. And he brought another young man with him, and Kendra was home alone during a very violent in-home robbery. The best way I can describe that is, from that point, it was like a fastball that we couldn't get in front of.
Deborah tells me her daughter, who was already diagnosed with bipolar disorder, was never the same after that day. The attack complicated her mental illness, and if that attack was not cruel enough, Deborah says after testifying at the preliminary hearing to get justice, Kendra was attacked again and again.
Kendra didn't feel safe in her own mind, in her own home, and now she wasn't even safe in her own community. It really threw her into a place where she started turning to all the wrong things, all the wrong places, and all the wrong people to try and find safety, to try and find solace, and to try and find some sort of calm in the midst of her storm. Ultimately, we believe this is what led Kendra to Los Angeles and what ultimately took her life.
On March 21st, just 18 days ago, Kendra was shot and killed in a dangerous area of Los Angeles, an area police say has a long history of human trafficking. She would become the second person killed there within the same week.
And our hope, every one of us, is that Kendra's life will make an impact, and that no other family will have to sit through the tragedy that we're sitting through. My advice to anybody wanting to get out is, number one, just reach out. Call Breaking the Chains, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline, make that phone call. Believe that there is help out there. There are people ready and waiting to help you to your feet. Kendra was an extraordinary human being. She was fiercely loyal, loving, artistic, funny, and she was my baby. despite the challenges that she had in life and the issues that were outside of her control, she was an absolutely beautiful soul. And we know her life, her love, her legacy will live on.
Deborah tells me the best way to support her, her family, and to honor Kendra is to support Breaking the Chains. If you would like to make a financial donation, or perhaps you're stuck in this nightmare right now and need help getting out, we posted a link to Breaking the Chains and information to that national human trafficking hotline. You'll find it right now in this web story on yourcentralvalley.com. Brian Dorman, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.